CLI connection up. IF config and A130.
120. Say that one time. I can't hear you. You said.
No, we are just checking the IP address of the machines.
Okay.
So now let's start the work. So first of all, we'll check whether we are able to connect via Ansible or not.
Okay.
Ansible, I think package is not here. Let's check the directory, the repository. EPEL repository is not here. So we need to configure EPEL repo.
Through Ansible.
This link for EPEL repository package. Okay, why we got this much errors? Okay, internet connectivity is not available. CLI connection up, ENS 160. And let's try it again.
Can I see the error again? Can you scroll up and see the error? I'm trying to find out where you find no.
Not able to resolve the host name for that link.
Okay, couldn't resolve host name for. Okay.
So now EPEL repository has been installed, and let's install the package of Ansible. So in last session, we talked about conditions, loops and conditions.
Right.
So today we are going to talk about handlers and how to manage files between control node and manage host. So we want to send the data from a control node to the manage host. So we have some modules, some specific modules for that, which we can use. So we'll try using those modules, and we'll also see what handlers actually are in our system.
You said and last, right?
Yes. Yes.
What did they do?
So mainly like whenever we write a module, sometimes what happens, we want a certain module to only run when a specific condition is fulfilled. Like in which case we restart a service of any package. Like we have firewall leave, in which case we'll restart firewall or we'll reload firewall.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mhm.
If your
If
firewall
that,
was working fine, your system is working fine,
mhm.
but you changed something and then you are restarting the firewall. So what is the need of restarting the firewall? What you should have, you must have changed in the system so that you are needing to reload or restart firewall. What
You
could
mean
have
like
changed?
changing, yeah, like changing the firewall rules
Yes.
or
So if
adding firewall rules?
correct. So if we added some firewall rules or if we remove some firewall rules, then we reload firewall.
Mm.
Similarly, if we change something in the configuration of SSH, then we
SSH,
need
right?
to reload
Restart it.
SSH. Okay. So here also, if we want that in via Ansible, if a service is there, that service should only restart or only reload when something is being changed in the configuration. If the configuration is already configured and your playbook did nothing, it should not restart the service because it will only generate the load. It will only increase the load of the system. It will restart the service without any need.
Right.
So we want to restart a service only and only if some module is changing any configuration in the manage host.
Right.
So for that we can use handlers. Like if you have done programming in C or C++, there were functions. What we do, we call functions. We write functions at the bottom of that particular program, and whenever we want to call that function, we just provide the name of that function.
Right.
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 So same thing will happen here.
Mm.
We'll declare these handlers at the bottom of the playbook, and we'll just notify these handlers. Like if something is being changed by the module where it is being notified, then it will run the handler. Otherwise, the handler will not run.
Mm.
You'll get the image when we do the practical.
Mhm.
See? So let's create a directory on slash the configuration file in that ansible.cfg. Defaults, then inventory equals to dot slash inventory remote user is root, ask pass is false. Okay.
Mm.
Now let's create the inventory file. So Ansible run inventory. So dev group, and that's the IP that we are using is 192.168.47.128. In test, we have 192.168.47.130.
Okay, 130. Yeah. 136.
I think it is 130.
130. Okay.
Let's check. Yep, it's 130 and 128.
Okay.
And let's create a group both in which children of that group will be save and test.
So the bot name, you can use any name for that. Like you can use admin, you can use whatever name that you want.
Correct.
Okay.
Then Ansible hyphen inventory hyphen list. So by this command, you can also check how many groups are there in your inventory. Okay. So
Okay.
it's showing all group is there whose children are both
Both.
and ungrouped.
Good.
Then both group is there whose children are dev and test. Then in dev group, we have multiple hosts whose IP is this, and test, we have this.
So the ungrouped, how will you use that one? Let's say you want to use ungrouped. The name ungrouped,
Yeah.
is that default?
If you don't put an IP address inside a group, that will be under ungrouped.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So since we have a name on it, so we have like both is their group name.
Yes, if you don't put a name there, just give me a minute. जा रहे हो गीत? Yes, sir. ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay, bye bye. Yeah, so let's save it again. Let's check connectivity via Ansible. Ansible -m ping on all. Okay, first time it is doing the ping, so yes. And yes, we got errors in both. And the error is related to key-based authentication.
Yeah.
As
So
you said,
Ansible doesn't use password. It's only using keybase. That's it.
no, it can use password, but the password of multiple machines should be same. And that is not possible in all cases.
In all cases, yeah. Okay.
That's why it is better to do the key-based authentication.
Keybase. Okay.
Then SSH copy ID on root at 192.168.128 and on 130. Okay, so the key has been sent. Let's try it again. So now it is connecting to both the managed host. So now we want to write a playbook. Let's say handler dot YAML. 1, 2, 3. Then let's provide a name for the playbook. Handlers host. Now let's say we want to run this particular playbook on all groups except dev. Let's say we had around 4 or 5 groups or 4 or 5 hosts in the system in the inventory file. Okay. And we want to run this playbook on all except a single group. So we can put it like this: all, comma, not they. What this will do, it will run this particular playbook on all the machine except the dev host. Okay.
Yeah.
For now, let's just write all. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Hello, TJ, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
So here we are gonna just create a simple playbook first, and let's say task first is to install the package. So installing Apache, module is yum, name of the package is httpd, state is latest. Then we want to copy some content. So copy and first name, copying content to managed host. And we're gonna use copy module, and here I'm using content attribute where we can provide the content here. Let's say welcome to Red Hat machine. Or we can use Ansible facts. Welcome to Ansible underscore default underscore IPv4 dot address. Okay. So this is an Ansible fact for IP address. Okay. If you want to use Ansible hostname as well, you can write that as well here. Ansible underscore hostname, which is running on, and then the IP address will be printed. And finally, we need to provide the destination where www html index.html. And finally, the restarting service. So service module will be used, which name of the service is httpd, state restarted, enabled, yes. Okay. And let's also stop firewall D. Stopping firewall. So again, service module in which name of the service is firewall D. The state is stopped.
Why are you stopping it? Why are you stopping the service?
I'm stopping firewall because otherwise we need to add that particular service in firewall. So instead of adding that service, we are stopping it for now.
Okay.
So if we run this playbook, Ansible playbook handler.yml. failed to download metadata for repo, cannot download always right. Ansible -m command -a lsplk. So repository is available, but the ISO is not mounted.
Mounted, yeah.
So we can just mount this ISO on the /cd-rom directory. And instead of doing this again and again, we can just make an entry for this device in the etc step file. Like if we just do tail-3 etc fstep. So the last entry is for rel swap. Okay. I want to send a line. I want to add a line there in that particular file. So for that we have a command. We have a module, and the module name is line in file. So if we check Ansible doc of line in file, go to example.
Adding content to file, right?
Yes, adding content to a file. So if we see in the examples here, let's see, there would be so add a line to a file. If the file does not exist, it will create the file. So file already exists. We know that we just need to provide the path and the line that we want to add.
Create will be no.
No, we don't need to provide create parameter there.
Okay.
So Ansible hyphen.
Unless you want to create the file, that's when create yes.
Yes, if you want to create the file and you know that it might not be there, then you will use this. So for now, we just need to use line in file -a for attribute. First attribute is path, and the path is /etc fstep. Second attribute is the line that we want to add, and the line that needs to be added is /dev sr0. It should be mounted on /cd-rom. File system type is ISO 9660. Defaults 00 on all machines. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it is saying that the line has been added. Let's check it. Okay. So the line has been added there.
So I have a question. So my authorized key, my public key, if I want to transfer it, I can take the file where it exists and do the same thing like this. It goes to all the devices. Is that correct?
Yeah, but for that you need the key-based authentication should be available. Like the key-based authentication is already there. That's why we are able to do it.
Okay. But if it's not, it won't be able to go. Okay.
Yes, in that case, you need to like provide the password. Only via the password you will be able to go.
Okay. Okay, got it.
So after this, we just need to run a command on that machine. Like if we check it right now, check the output of lsblk. We have made the entries, but it is still not mounted. Because after making entries in etc step, we need to run this command.
Yeah, -a.
mount
Mount.
-. So the command has been run on one system, and that system is 47.130. On the other one, it is saying that mount point does not exist. Okay.
So you need a CD-ROM created in that
Yes, so we need to create a CD-ROM directory
directory.
in that particular system. So for creating a directory, we will use another module, and that module is file.
Wow.
So Ansible -m module is file -a for attribute. Path is /cd-rom. State is directory. On which machine we can provide the IP.
Okay, we can provide the IP as well.
Okay, so we can either write the IP or the group name of that particular host. So it has been added, and let's mount it again. Use mount -a. It has been mounted. And now let's run the playbook. So on 130 machine, the package is already installed. That's why it is showing us.
Okay.
In on 128, it installed the package. Then it will copy the content on both machines and restart the Apache service. And then finally stop firewall. So both the servers should be up, and we will be able to access them. On 130, we are getting the name of the machine manage host, which is running on IP. This.
Yeah.
We check for 128. So that machine host name is CLI, and that is running on 128. Okay. So if we run the playbook again, I didn't change anything in the playbook. I'm running it again.
It's not changing anything.
Yes, but still it will restart the service. So like when we didn't change anything, even then it
Mhm.
will restart the service.
Okay, I see.
See here. In restarting Apache, it changed. That means it restarted the Apache service.
Right.
So let's say we want that it should only restart the HTTPD service, the Apache service, if this module, the module above that, is changing something there.
Okay.
For now, in that module, we have only written the configuration, only written a line which is being sent to the index document. So definitely we don't need to restart for that, but just for checking how it is working, how handler works, we want that if something is being changed by
Changed.
this copy module, it should restart the service. So let's open it again. And this time, instead of writing this module here, we need to write it somewhere else. So first, let me just delete these lines. And at the bottom of the file, bottom of the playbook, just under the task parameter. Okay. We will write handlers and in just a sec. हाँ बोलो बस सेशन में था हाँ हाँ ठीक है ठीक yes so here we write handlers and we need to provide that handler here name of the handler is restarting Apache. Okay, so whenever you are declaring handler, whenever you are creating handlers, you need to always define the names because we will be notifying these handlers with names only.
Okay. That's in Apache.
So start restarting Apache and then the service module will be used. Name of the service is HTTPD. State is restarted. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we want to notify this handler. And for notifying a handler, go to the module from after which you want to notify it. So you want to notify it after the copy module. Okay.
Mm.
So just under copy, write the keyword notify and notify which handler whose name is restarting Apache. Okay. If you want to notify multiple handlers, you can provide their names like this. If you had multiple handlers, you can write the names. For now, we only have a single one. Save it and run it. Ansible Playbook handler.py.
So if it says notify, what is the notify doing there?
What is the?
You said notify that
Yeah.
name. So what is the notification impact? What is doing is it doing? Is it notifying it not to restart it or what?
No, notify will only notify the handler if the copy module changes something there. If the copy module is not changing anything,
Anything? Okay.
it will not
Okay.
notify the handler. So the handler will not run.
We know. Okay. Okay.
See here, copy
You don't.
module didn't change anything. correct?
Yeah.
So restart Apache didn't run.
Okay, now I'm getting it now. I was so confused. Okay, yes, makes sense.
If we open it now and let's change a little bit here. I'm just removing some characters so that will be a new content. So save it and run the playbook.
I see. I see.
So like even if you notify the handler multiple times throughout the playbook, and even if the handler get notified, let's say 4 or 5 times, the handler will only run once because
Once.
handler will only run at the end of the playbook.
Right.
So see here, this time it changed
Yeah.
something. So at the end of the playbook, after stopping firewall, it is saying
It's not starting it now. Okay, I see. I see.
restart. Got it?
Mm, got it.
So like this, we can use handlers here. And let's change something up also. Adding HTTP to firewall. And instead of service module, we are gonna write firewall D. Name of the service that we want to add in firewall is HTTP. State is enabled. We want to make permanent entry and immediate yes. And let's say we want to create a handler for restarting firewall as well. So I'm gonna notify another handler whose name would be restarting firewall. Let's create name restarting firewall service that we want to restart. Name of the service is firewall D and state is restarted. Okay.
Right.
And
You notify.
mhm,
Put this the restarting firewall. Yeah.
yes. So let's say we want to notify this restarting firewall 2 times. Once with the copy module and another time at the firewall D module. I'm changing some content here and save the file. Run the playbook. Copy module change something that means it
Oops.
notified
Mm-hmm.
the handler, both the handlers. But if you see at the bottom, what is happening? It didn't run any handler. Handlers were notified. That's why it was showing you that
Running.
running handlers, but it didn't run because the playbook is stopped in between.
Right.
Okay. So if you want that the handlers that have already been notified before this error,
Mm.
they should run. Even if there is some error in the playbook, they should at least run those handlers who have been notified. Okay.
Yeah.
For that, we can add a parameter after host. We can write force handlers. Yes. So this will forcefully run the handlers even if there is some error in the playbook. If the handler has been notified, it will definitely run. Okay. So let's change a little bit content. Save the playbook and let's run it again.
So with the error, did you fix the error yet?
No, we didn't fix the error yet.
Okay.
So the error was in adding HTTP to firewall. Let's run it again. Let's see what happens. See here. We got an error in this module, but still the handler.
Restarting. Okay.
Okay. So this is happening because of that force handlers parameter that we have added.
Okay.
Okay.
It still run the firewall as well.
Yes, at the last it will restart the firewall because we have notified both the handlers in this copy
Right.
mode. Okay. If we see here, we have notified both the handlers.
Oh, okay.
That's why it ran both the handlers. Otherwise, if we only notified this Apache one, so it would have only run a
Run.
single. Got it?
Okay.
Then
So,
let's
so
say
so before, did we put the notify under firewall before?
which one?
The notify. So notify can be only on one spot. It can be on below the firewall, that firewall.
It
Oh,
notify.
okay. I see. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen what I'm looking for. So it's under the firewall, notify the static firewall. So we now put the firewall on top by the copy as well to notify as soon as copy changes. We should
Correct.
okay, got it.
So let's write another module. And so after this firewall D, I'm adding a simple module debug, which will print a message. Hello world. And let's change. And here I'm making a mistake in the firewall D module. So I'm trying to add HTTP service, which is not available. So this
Right,
module will definitely give an error.
right.
So save it and run it. Ansible playbook handler.yaml. Okay. So what happened here?
The error is just the error that's
It,
HTTP is the invalid service name.
Yes, so we got an error. After that, we had a module that was debug module. It didn't run.
It didn't run. Yeah.
So if you want that, if there are any errors in the playbook,
Mm-hmm.
so they should be ignored and it should go to the next module. If there is another module, it should run that particular module. Okay, so you can add one more parameter at the top. Let's add it here. After handlers, I'm going to add ignore underscore errors. And yes, so if there are some errors in the playbook, it will ignore those errors.
And will not print to the.
Huh?
It will not print out.
It will.
It will not print out, right? Print the error out.
No, it will print the errors, but it will show us that it is ignoring the error. It will write dot dot ignore.
Ignore. Okay.
Yes.
So basically, handler is good on all the module in the playbook.
Yeah, but mainly we will be using it for the, like just like conditions. But we
Okay.
want this time the condition to be that if this module is running, on if this module is changing something, only then we should use the next module.
Mm, okay, it's ignore. Okay.
So now because of ignoring error, it ignored the error and it
No,
went to the next module.
okay.
So we can use these force handler parameter, ignore error parameters. Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
some errors are there, it will ignore them and still run them.
So the debug module, does it really, it just print out? Does it save into any file?
Does it?
Or does it save into file? Like the word, error word that you put out, the print out, can it be saved in the file?
So mainly it is for like displaying. It is working
Just a
like
display.
the echo command.
Okay. Okay, I see. Just to display. Okay.
So this debug module will always show you green. That means it will show you OK text. It will never
Okay.
show you changed because it is not changing anything. It is just displaying the content.
Content. Got it.
But there is a attribute which we can add after this debug module. What that attribute will do, what that condition will do here is that we can write it changed underscore when.
Okay.
So we can provide a condition. So this module will show it as changed if this condition is true, and the condition is ABC is not defined. So if a variable ABC is not defined, this condition will get true. And here after debug module, it will show the output as that debug module changed something. Let's run it. Then you'll be able to see before it was in green.
Right.
See now what happens. See,
Okay.
okay. So if we wrote the notify parameter after the changed when condition, so it will always notify the handler.
Mm-hmm.
So even I'm not sure why we will deliberately write the module should be changed or the output of this module should be written as changed. Okay, so some condition might be you might face some scenario where you want to use this particular parameter,
Okay.
or you can use it just to fool the person who is trying to running the playbook. So Even though it didn't change anything, it will show as changed. Then next is there are some blocks which we can use. So 3 types of blocks are there. And in those, first one is always. So first is block, second is rescue, and third is always. So whatever module we want to run, it should be written in the block module under the block parameter. So first playbook will try to run that module. If that module doesn't work, if there are some errors in that module, it will go to the module in rescue part. If that works, that's all good. If it doesn't, it will go to the always. And this always part will always run you. If it doesn't matter whether it is working or not, the block or rescue, but always will show you the module. Let me just create a playbook, then you'll be able to understand easily. Block.yml. So post on all, and in task, before we directly used the name of the modules which we want to run, but this time we need to write block. In that, we will write the name of the module. So name of the module is, oh, sorry, not this. We want to run yum module. And what yum should do? It should install a package whose name is http. Then state latest. So this module will definitely give an error. Okay, because there is no package with name http.
HTTP, yeah.
Then the next part is rescue part. Here again, I'm writing yum module. Name of package is MySQL. State latest. And finally, I'm going to the always module, always part. And here I'm writing a debug module. Who's just print a message. Always part. Here as well, let's write a debug module. Message that we want to print. This is rescue part. This is block, main block. Let's save it and run it. Ansible-playbook block.yml. We used yum in both of them. So what happened here? First, it tried to install HTTP.
Right.
Error came, then it went to the next yum module, where it will install the MySQL package. So you can say it didn't work with the main block because there was an error in the main block. That's why it went to the rescue one. So it ran the rescue part, and after that, the always part. If we corrected that error, if in the playbook, if we correct this, instead of HTTP, we write HTTPD. So the first condition, we will not have any error in this, correct? The main block will work properly. So it will not go to the rescue block. It will directly go to the always block.
Always.
So let's save it first and run it again.
So because the service name is wrong, that's why it doesn't block it.
Yes, the service name was wrong. That's why it gave an error.
We block. Okay. So the block just means don't run it, right?
No, the block means the main task that you want to run. Like this time it will run the part from the block module. See here, what it did, it ran the main module and there was no error in the main module. So it directly went to the always module, always part. It didn't even go to the rescue part this time. Okay, so the first one, that is block, there you will write your main task. If any of the main task fails, it goes to the rescue part, and the always part, as the name suggests, it always runs.
Okay.
Some confusion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still done because of that block.
Just
Thinking maybe it needs to block it and.
no, we don't see here.
Okay.
Like we have three parts here. First
Right.
is block, is rescue, and third one is always.
So they are part of handlers. They are like features of handlers, right? Or
No,
is this something different?
not handlers. It is different.
Oh, this is different. Oh, I was thinking it's part of handlers. Okay, okay. That's why I'm confused. Okay, go ahead.
So here what will happen, let's say in the first block part, we have written a module which will copy a file and restart a service. Okay. The rescue part, we have written two modules which will create a directory, install a package, and in the always part, we are just printing a message using the debug module. So when the playbook starts for the first time, it goes to the copy module, it runs that module. If there was no error, it will go to the service module. So this one would be first, this one would be second. If there was no error in the second module as well, it will directly go to the debug module. It will not go to the rescue part. Okay. If there was no error in the first and second module. But let's say there was an error in the first module. This module didn't run. Then it will go to the rescue part, run that module, run all the modules from rescue, and then go to the always part. Okay.
They're like condition as well, right?
Yeah, kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
if something is, if nothing is wrong in the main block, then it will directly go to the always part. If something is wrong in the main block, then it will go to the rescue part, run the modules from rescue, then go to the always part.
Okay, like in order. So can you try to let's run the HTTP again and let me see something. The HTTP, which is for block, and let me see, it's going to go to the debug.
Like right now, if we see, it is HTTPD. So this will run, no errors there. So it will run the first module, the second module from the main block, then directly go to the
always log, always.
Let's save it and run it.
I have a friend that is joining you guys from our work as well. Albert, have they told you about it?
Which one?
There is a guy coming to learn Linux from our work. Albert, do you know? Have you heard of him?
Oh, I didn't talk with him.
Oh, okay. That's Albert. Yum, debug one. Okay, just on two. Okay, got it. So now let's make a mistake in the first one.
Are you talking about that guy which we talked while you were at office at that time?
No. There is this guy at our office that will be joining us. That will be joining you. I mean, he just paid. He said he has paid to the other guy, so he'll be starting so shortly. It's Albert. I told him about you. He might be the one that will be training him also, or maybe somebody else.
Yeah.
Ansible Playbooks, okay. So in what condition do you want? Okay, let's say in this condition, I want to run. What condition? What scenario? What situation can we use this?
Like if you are installing a package for any particular service and there are multiple packages, there could be multiple package for that particular configuration. So first you try to install the main package. If the main package doesn't work, then you go to the next one.
Okay, I see.
Okay. So this time there was an error.
You run rescue and you run debug. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yes, I know I can get what you're doing now. It's clear now.
So this
So
is
what happened if there's error in 1 and 2? Let's just go to debug, right? If it is error in the first one and the second one, the block and the rescue, it goes to the always, right?
Yeah, it goes to the always part.
Okay.
Like let's make an error in that rescue part as well.
So we can even ignore in that one as well. Let's say ignoring, or it doesn't really need ignoring because the condition is just by default, right? It just go to one. Okay, you don't need ignoring on that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we have in error handling. How can we handle the errors in a playbook by using force handlers and ignore errors parameter, or by using these block, rescue, and all.
Yeah, and always. So
Next,
look at the rescue. They say rescued one. What does that sound? What does that mean?
which one?
You say rescued one. If you say failed,
This one, last one.
I'm talking of the recap. The recap. Oh, it's on the last one. Okay.
Yes.
No, it shouldn't be. That one is always right.
Yeah, always part, but it ran that part after once these conditions were failed.
Oh, rescued one. Okay, that's okay. Got it. All right.
So next is our where we want to like send details from one machine to another machine, or send files, create files, modify content. Okay.
Okay.
So for that, we are gonna use templates. And other than templates, we can also use some modules, like copy module is there. File module is there. Line
file.
Replace.
Fetch.
Fetch. Okay, other than that, synchronize.
Synchronize. What does that do?
The rsync command. The rsync command, what
Sync.
it did?
Okay, okay. The difference, making change of that's the difference.
Hmm?
Making change of just the difference of
Yes,
what
yes,
is
yes.
happening or what's there. Okay.
So we can use these to change the content or block in file if you want to send multiple lines. Okay. So these modules are available, and other than these, we can use templates. So we'll discuss about them tomorrow.
Okay. Is that the end of it tomorrow?
No, no.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Just the next thing
Tomorrow,
we are doing.
yes, tomorrow we'll go with these. Then the day after tomorrow, we will go with the roles. So
Rules.
roles,
You said
yes,
role or rules?
roles, Ansible rules.
Roles. Okay. Rules or
ROLES.
ROLs. Okay, okay.
So Ansible rules will comprise all the things that we have covered till now. It will categorize all the things
Okay.
instead of writing all the project playbooks in a directory. Okay, like right now we only have these two playbooks. Let's say if we had 10 playbooks and there was some variable files for some of those playbooks. So we might get confused, like which variable file for which is available for which playbook. So what role will do? Role will provide a skeleton, and we will focus in that particular skeleton. We will focus in that particular directory to work.
Okay.
We will get that.
All the steps that you created, I used all all the playbook you created. Are you? Is it on the text file? Did you?
Like not our session, but I might have one from a previous session. Let me check.
Yeah. If you have, just let me upload it so that I can reference it whenever I'm making mistakes. And we haven't reached ISO iOS device. We are only on Linux.
Hmm?
We haven't done anything about iOS,
Yeah,
iOS.
let's go on that on the last part.
The last, okay, okay.
Once we cover the role this week, so we'll go on those iOS device and the AWS in the
Okay,
on the next week.
okay, okay.
Let me
So there's this solution. So is there any solution in the end, like a robust solution, like okay, in an enterprise, so within a network, how the basic use case of how to get the whole network at a glance to be giving you like sending you an email if there's a very is an issue coming, almost reach set up like a resource usage. If it's reaching there to send an email, something like that. Is there anything Ansible can Ansible do that?
like if something is being changed by Ansible, you want to send a notification.
A sort of like an email or text message if possible, like before it happens. Just like Nagios, Nagios monitoring system. It you can set up an email, set up user, who you can send who that the admin that the system can send the notification to be able to react to whatever might be happening. Because my work, there is this we're on call. So before things happen, I mean, set up the network. If anything's about to happen, send an email, then jump in and try to fix it before the actual issue occur.
Yeah, but for that, like you can just create a script, okay, and with the help of Ansible, you can run those scripts. Like if something is being changed by Ansible, you can create a handler, and via that handler, you can trigger a script or you can run a script. In that script, if you have configured a web server, mail server, you can send
Mhm.
notification as well.
Oh, okay. I'm
For
not really
that,
strong in it. The scripting that I haven't been strong in it though. that one you're saying, we're talking of the whole network. I'm talking of the whole network of the site. So we have a lot of devices there, like core devices to it's I haven't been so strong in that. But I'll just start that project. I want to start that project. Before anything happens, I want to be proactive. I want to be proactive. Okay, those are the YML. Those are the playbooks.
Yes, these are the playbooks.
Oh, okay.
So I've sent you all the playbooks. In this, you might also find the one which we will use for AWS as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes. Okay, then let's continue tomorrow.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Too.